Hello and welcome to the Madhouse with your boy Jesse. It is so good to have you here with me today. If you're new to the channel, I'm an American guy who's been blessed to call the beautiful Philippines my home. Normally you'll find me exploring stunning beaches, trying delicious and sometimes questionable street food, navigating the wonderfully chaotic joy of daily life here. But today we're taking a little detour. We're going to put on our thinking caps and dive into a topic that touches every single one of us, no matter where we're from or what we believe. We're going to talk about suffering. It's a heavy topic, I know, but we're going to tackle it together. Now you might be thinking, Jesse, you're the travel guy, the food guy. Why the sudden deep dive into theology? Well, living here in the Philippines, a country with such deep and resilient faith, has made me think a lot about the bigger questions in life. You see faith woven into the fabric of everything from the grandest cathedrals to the simplest roadside sorry store. It's a faith that persists through typhoons, traffic, and all the little and big hardships of life. It's impossible to live here and not be moved by it, not to be challenged by it. So, I wanted to explore one of the most challenging questions of all. If God is good, why does He allow suffering? We're going to approach this with a teacher on tour kind of vibe. Imagine we're sitting in a quiet corner of a beautiful resort, the waves gently lapping the shore, and we're just having a calm, thoughtful conversation. My goal isn't to give you all the answers in a neat little box. Honestly, I don't think anyone can. Instead, my goal is to explore 10 potential reasons, 10 theological perspectives that people of faith have wrestled with for centuries. We'll do it with gentle humor, because sometimes you have to smile to keep from crying, right? And we'll keep the language simple and clear. No fancy seminary degrees required. Throughout this video, you'll see bright stock footage, beautiful stock footage, fun stock footage, much of it showcasing the incredible spirit and scenery of the Philippines. We'll also have calm, holy music playing in the background to help create a peaceful space for reflection. Think of this as a mini retreat, a chance to step away from the noise of the world and just ponder for a little while. This isn't a lecture, it's an invitation. It's a journey into a profound mystery, and I'm just your humble tour guide, pointing out some interesting sights along the way. So grab a coffee, find a comfy spot, and let's get started. Section 2, the big question. Our journey together. So, what's the game plan for today? We're going to break down this enormous topic into manageable pieces. We'll explore 10 surprising reasons why a loving God might permit suffering. We'll go through them one by one and give each idea space to breathe. We'll look at concepts like free will, the nature of our world, and how hardship can shape us into better, stronger people. This is a real conversation about a real problem that affects real people every single day. My hope is this will feel less like a sermon and more like a shared exploration. I'll draw on classic theological ideas and filter them through my own experiences, especially living among the resilient Filipino people. We'll talk about how suffering can lead to acts of compassion and community. You see that often here, the spirit of bayanihan. We'll also be honest about mystery. Some things we might not understand on this side of eternity. Acknowledging that is part of the journey of faith. As we go through these points, do more than listen. Reflect on your own life and experiences with pain. Do any of these ideas resonate, make you angry or confused? That's okay. This is a safe space to wrestle with big questions. Your doubts and questions are welcome in the Madhouse. Finally, I want to hear from you. The comment section is our virtual classroom and community. If a point strikes a chord or you have another perspective, say so. What has your experience taught you about suffering? How has your faith been challenged or strengthened? Your stories help everyone. By sharing our journeys, we can help each other navigate the path. So, let's begin the tour into the heart of this question. Table of Contents, Part 2, Act 1, Reasons 1 through 4. Section 1, Reason 1, the gift and grief of free will. All right, let's dive right into our first potential reason. It's a big one, free will. Think of it this way. God, in His infinite wisdom, didn't want a world full of robots programmed to love and obey. That wouldn't be real love, would it? It would be forced compliance. Instead, he gave us humanity the gift of free will, the ability to choose. We can choose to love, to be kind, to help others, or we can choose to be selfish, to be hurtful, to cause pain. For love to be genuine, the option to not love must exist. It's a package deal. When people use free will to make bad choices, others get hurt. It's a direct and painful result of our shared freedom. Every act of cruelty, every betrayal, every injustice. It's not God causing the suffering, but Him allowing the consequences of our choices to play out. He gave us the keys to the car. Sometimes we drive into a ditch. Let me give you a super simple example from my life here. The other day I was riding in a jeepney. A man got on clearly having a rough day. He was grumpy, he pushed past people, he snapped at the driver. His mood spread and made the ride unpleasant for everyone. Minutes later, a young woman got on with a huge smile. She greeted the driver, she paid for the person next to her, and her simple act of kindness shifted the energy. Both had a choice. Their choices created micro-environments of suffering or joy. So much suffering is a byproduct of this risky gift of choice. God honors our freedom and allows choices to have real effects, good and bad. He doesn't override every bad decision. That would negate the gift. It's a difficult concept because of the pain it causes, but it's foundational to understanding why a good God allows man-made heartache. It's the grief that comes with the gift. Section 2. Reason 2. Living in a fallen world. Moving on to our second reason, closely related to the first. The idea, we live in a fallen world. It sounds dramatic, but it's straightforward. The world as it exists is not what God originally intended. The original design was perfect, a paradise. But early choices, free will gone wrong, broke the system. It's like a beautiful, intricate machine fallen out of alignment. It still runs, but it sputters and breaks down. This brokenness affects the whole fabric of creation. We see not just human evil, but natural disasters, disease, decay, like a computer infected with a virus. The hardware is still good, but the software is corrupted, glitches and crashes. The virus of sin has infected the world's operating system. Events like typhoons, earthquakes, illnesses are symptoms, not specific punishments. The world is groaning under this imperfection. Evidence is everywhere. You plant a garden, weeds take over. You buy a gadget, it will wear out. Here in the Philippines, it's a constant battle with the elements. Houses get damaged by typhoons. Farmers lose crops to drought or floods. It's a struggle against entropy and decay. It's not how it's supposed to be. God allows suffering because it's an unavoidable feature of this fallen state. He hasn't abandoned the world. He's working within its broken condition. The ultimate plan is full restoration, a new heaven and a new earth. For now, we're in the in-between. Beautiful and good, but fractured and painful. It's temporary, but this is our present reality. Section 3. Reason 3. The soul's gym, growing through hardship. Okay, let's talk about our third reason. It shifts the focus from the why of the world to the why for us as individuals. Suffering can be a catalyst for soul growth. I call this the soul's gym. Nobody goes to the gym because lifting heavy things is fun. It's not. It's strenuous and painful. It makes your muscles sore. You do it because resistance and strain cause muscles to break down and then rebuild stronger. Suffering can work similarly for our character, our soul. Think about qualities we admire: courage, resilience, compassion, patience, deep wisdom. How many are forged in ease and comfort? Very few, if any. Courage comes when you face fear, not on a safe beach. Resilience comes when you get knocked down and get back up. Hardship can be a furnace that burns away superficiality and forges something stronger and more beautiful. It shapes our character in ways comfort never could. I've seen this living in the Philippines. People there have faced incredible adversity, losing homes to typhoons, dealing with poverty, facing serious health issues. Yet they often have deep joy and strength of spirit.
The storm can take my boat, but it cannot take my faith. It cannot take my community.
His suffering refined his perspective. Now, this is a very delicate point. This does not mean God wants us to suffer or that we should seek it. It doesn't mean all suffering leads to growth. But God can, in His wisdom, use suffering to accomplish a deeper purpose within us. He can redeem it, turning it into an opportunity to become more like we were created to be, more compassionate, more resilient, more deeply reliant on Him and each other. It's the tough workout that builds spiritual muscle. Section 4. Reason 4. The unbreakable rules of natural law. Our fourth reason brings us back to the mechanics of the world. This is the idea that suffering can be a result of natural laws. God created a universe that operates according to consistent, predictable, and orderly principles. Physics, biology, chemistry. Gravity makes things fall down, not up. Fire is hot and burns things. Water, in large enough quantities, can cause drowning. These laws are essential for the universe to function. This order and predictability are actually a good thing, but the same neutral, unchangeable laws can also cause immense pain. Gravity keeps us grounded, yet the same law can cause deadly falls. Cellular processes let life grow, but they can go haywire and create cancer. Plate tectonics form the Philippines' mountains and islands, and those movements also cause earthquakes and tsunamis. The laws themselves aren't evil, they are neutral. Their effects can be terrible. Think about the alternative: a world where the laws constantly change, a world where God intervenes every single time someone is about to get hurt. If you tripped, gravity would be suspended. If a child ran into the street, a car would pass through them. It sounds nice, but it would lead to chaos and unpredictability. We couldn't learn, we couldn't build, we couldn't make meaningful choices. We need a stable, reliable framework, even with risks. So God allows this suffering as a necessary consequence of an orderly universe. He created the system with unbreakable rules and generally lets it run. Sometimes tragic things happen not because of a choice or because of some supernatural evil, but because the unfeeling laws of nature are playing out. A tsunami has no moral agenda, it's physics. This is often the hardest suffering to accept: random, meaningless, a casualty of the system that sustains us. Section 1. Reason 5. The call to compassion and service. All right, let's move on to our fifth reason, which is a truly beautiful one. This is the idea that suffering is permitted because it creates the opportunity for compassion and service. It calls us out of our own little self-centered bubbles and invites us to help one another. If no one ever stumbled, there would be no reason to offer a hand to help them up. Suffering, in a profound way, creates the space and the necessity for love to become an action. It's one thing to say you love your neighbor. It's another thing entirely to bring them food when they are sick or help them rebuild their house after a storm. This perspective suggests that our shared vulnerability is one of the most powerful forces for building community. When we see someone else hurting, it strikes a chord deep within us, a recognition that we, too, have been or could be in that same position. This shared experience of fragility is the fertile ground where empathy grows. Our weaknesses and needs are not a design flaw. They are a feature meant to draw us together. Suffering provides the stage upon which some of humanity's noblest virtues, sacrifice, generosity, mercy, can be displayed. When a natural disaster strikes, we see an incredible outpouring of support. In these moments, our differences seem to melt away, and we are united by a common purpose: to ease the suffering of our fellow human beings. These moments of collective compassion are some of the most powerful testaments to the goodness that resides within humanity, a goodness that might have remained dormant in a world without need. So, while God never desires the disaster itself, He can use the reality of it to call forth the best in us. He allows the brokenness of the world to become a canvas for His people to paint a masterpiece of love in action. It's the answer to the ancient question, who is my neighbor? The answer is the one who is suffering, the one who is in need of your help. Suffering gives us a chance to be the hands and feet of God in a hurting world. Our sixth reason can be a bit challenging, but it's an important one. This is divine discipline, training. Discipline can sound harsh, like punishment for being bad. That's not the best way to see it. Think corrective love of a good parent or a dedicated coach. A loving father doesn't discipline to enjoy sadness. He disciplines to teach. He disciplines to guide away from danger. He disciplines to help the child grow into a responsible adult. Discipline is motivated by love and the child's ultimate good. Some struggles might be God's way of getting our attention. Life can be noisy and distracting. We drift from what's truly important. Hardship can act like a divine alarm clock, waking us from spiritual slumber. Imagine you're hiking, so busy looking at your phone that you start wandering off the path toward the edge of a cliff. A good guide might throw a small pebble to startle you. The pebble stings briefly but saves you from greater danger. Likewise, pebbles of suffering, a job loss, a health scare, a broken relationship, may stop us from destructive paths and guide us back to the right path. This is delicate. Not every hardship is a direct, personalized lesson. Attributing a child's illness or a tragic accident to divine discipline can be hurtful and questionable, but God can use struggles for training and refinement. The refiner's fire, precious metals heated intensely, impurities burned away, leaving something pure and valuable. The process is intense and painful, but the result, character stronger, purer, and more reflective of the goodness it was designed for. I want to take a quick pause here between reasons 6 and 7 to tie some of these ideas together, especially with what I've seen living here in the Philippines. We just talked about compassion, service, discipline that leads to growth. I can't think of a better real-world example of these principles in action than the Filipino concept of bayanihan. The classic image is a whole town coming together to literally lift a neighbor's nipa hut and move it to a new location. It's a powerful symbol of a community bearing a burden together. When suffering happens here, a typhoon, a flood, a family facing a personal crisis, you see bayanihan ignite. It's the living embodiment of reason number 5, the call to compassion. The suffering of one becomes the concern of all. This spirit also connects to the idea of soul growth and refinement. The resilience of the Filipino people is world famous, often summed up in the phrase bangon lang ng bangon, just keep getting up. This isn't a denial of pain. It is an active choice to find strength in the face of adversity. The constant need to rebuild and support one another has forged a character of incredible fortitude, deep faith, and an infectious sense of joy that persists even in difficult circumstances. The Filipino spirit of bayanihan and resilience is a powerful reminder that even within the context of pain and hardship, something beautiful and strong can be built. It is a testament to the human capacity to bring profound meaning and goodness out of difficult situations, turning a test into a testimony. And that brings us to our 7th reason, which may be the most honest and for some, the most difficult to accept. This is the simple, humbling admission of mystery. The truth is, sometimes we just don't know. After all our theological exploration, after all our attempts to understand, there will be instances of suffering that defy every explanation. Pain so immense, so seemingly random and unjust, it fits into no neat category. It leaves us speechless. Why? This acknowledges that our human understanding is finite. Imagine a first-grade student trying to understand a university calculus equation. The student can see the symbols but lacks the framework, the knowledge, the mental development to grasp it. It's not that the equation is nonsense, it's the limited perspective. Our relationship with God is similar. Acknowledging that is not a cop-out, it's intellectual and spiritual humility. This is where faith comes in. Faith isn't having all the answers. Faith is what you do when you don't have them. It's choosing to trust the author when you can't follow the plot. This trust isn't blind. It's often based on past experiences of God's faithfulness, the core belief that God's nature is loving and good, even when it seems otherwise. Holding on in the dark, trusting the sun will rise. For some deep wounds, the only answer is to fall back on trust. Be honest with our pain. Be honest with our confusion. Bring those raw emotions to God. It's okay to cry out, to question, to wrestle. This gives permission to not be okay, to sit in the mystery without feeling faith has failed. Quiet, resilient trust. I don't understand this. It hurts more than I can say, but I will trust you anyway. Sometimes that is the most profound statement of faith. All right, let's wade into our 8th reason, and it requires us to zoom out and look at the bigger picture. This is the idea that God can allow specific instances of suffering for the sake of a greater good or a redeeming purpose. This is a tough one because it asks us to trust that a painful event might be a necessary piece of a much larger, positive puzzle that we can't fully see yet. In medicine, a surgeon must cut into a person, causing pain and creating a wound, in order to remove a tumor and save their life. Let me share a story that illustrates this, a famous one you might know. Joseph, from the book of Genesis, was sold into slavery by his own jealous brothers. He suffered for years, betrayed, falsely accused, and imprisoned. It was a chain of terrible, unjust events. Yet through this suffering, he ended up in a position of power in Egypt, perfectly placed to save the entire region, including the very family that betrayed him, from a devastating famine. At the end of the story, Joseph tells his brothers, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." This is a powerful example of God redeeming immense personal suffering for a greater communal purpose. This idea is both comforting and deeply challenging. It's comforting because it suggests that even the most senseless-seeming pain might not be meaningless, but it's also challenging because it requires an immense amount of trust. We are asked to believe that the pain we are feeling right now has a purpose that is currently hidden from us. It doesn't erase the pain, but it offers a sliver of hope that our suffering is not the end of the story, but rather a difficult chapter in a much larger narrative of ultimate good. Our ninth reason asks us to zoom out even further, beyond our lives, beyond history, into eternity. This is the eternal perspective. Our understanding of suffering is profoundly limited because we're looking through the tiny keyhole of our brief time on Earth. Imagine a very long flight from Manila to New York. For about 15 hours, you're uncomfortable, cramped, and bored. It feels like forever, but once you land and enjoy the sights and sounds of the city, the uncomfortable flight starts to fade. Its significance shrinks beside the joy of the destination. Our life on Earth is like that uncomfortable flight. Heaven is the incredible destination. This eternal perspective changes the equation. It doesn't remove the suffering, but it recontextualizes it. This broken world is not our final home. It's a temporary stop. This life, with pain, sorrow, is not the main event. It's the prelude. That provides a profound hope. The Bible promises a day when God will wipe every tear from our eyes, and there will be no more death, no more mourning, no more crying, no more pain. Present suffering is real but finite. Future joy is infinite. This belief gives endurance for the toughest times. Like an athlete enduring grueling training, the training is painful, but it's seen in light of the prize, the gold medal. The prize makes the temporary pain worthwhile. The current pain is preparing us for and will be eclipsed by a future glory beyond imagining. Section 3. Reason 10. The ultimate empathy. God's presence in suffering. We have arrived at our 10th and final reason, and it might be the most powerful and comforting of them all. It's not so much a reason why suffering exists, but a statement about where God is when it happens. The Christian faith does not present a God who is distant, detached, observing our pain from a safe heavenly distance. Instead, it presents a God who enters into our suffering, not a throne, but a cross. God himself, in the person of Jesus Christ, suffering and dying. This flips the script. The question is no longer, why would a good God allow suffering? But rather, what kind of God would be willing to suffer with us? God's answer is not an explanation, it's his presence. He didn't send a book or a theory, he sent himself. He knows what it feels like to be betrayed by a friend, to be falsely accused, to be in physical agony, to feel abandoned. This doesn't take the pain away, but it changes how we experience it. It means that we are never, ever truly alone. In our darkest moments, God is right there with us, not as a judge or an observer, but as a fellow sufferer and comforter. The theological term is empathy. God's empathy is not theoretical, it is experiential. He endured the ultimate suffering, so we know he understands ours. In life's most painful storms, knowing God is in the boat with us can be the anchor that holds us fast. Section 4. From theory to practice. How we can respond. Okay, so we've gone through 10 heavy, thought-provoking reasons. Theology isn't meant to be just an intellectual exercise. It's meant to shape how we live. So what do we do with all this? First and foremost, prayer. Second, community action. Third, seek justice. Finally, compassionate presence. When we act, we become the answer to someone else's prayer. Well, my friends, we've been on quite a journey together, haven't we? We've explored 10 different ideas about why a good and loving God might allow suffering. We started with free will in a fallen world, then the soul's gym and natural law, the call to compassion and divine discipline, mystery and the greater good, the eternal perspective, and most importantly, God's presence in suffering. These 10 ideas aren't a perfect answer, but windows to help make a little sense of this great, painful mystery. My goal was never to hand you a neat and tidy answer. My hope was to give you tools for your own journey. Now, I want to hand the microphone over to you. The comment section below is our digital coffee shop. Please share your reflections. Which reason makes the most sense to you? Which is the hardest to accept? What has your life taught you about suffering and faith? Your story is valuable? If this conversation was helpful, please give it a like. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you won't miss future adventures. Thank you. Thank you for spending this time with me. It takes courage to face hard questions, and I'm grateful we did it together. I hope this brought not just questions, but comfort, perspective, and hope. Wrestling with these topics is a sign of living faith, not a lack of it. Keep seeking, keep questioning, keep loving the people around you. And as always, friends, know that you are valuable and you matter. God bless and peace.